I'm broke down on my first long haul on my way back. What do? Should have bought a brand new truck, right? Should have went with the Enterprise lease deal. Well, after calling my mechanic and talking to him, so what I was hearing after I dropped off, like right after I dropped off my back haul down to California, was just a kind of a slight squeaking noise when I would turn to the left. Sometimes it would, sometimes it wouldn't. And so I'm like, what in the hell's going on? I am all the way out in California, where I was at the time. I'm in Colorado now. So I call him. He's talking to me about it. Again, I have a F-250, and he said, well, it could be that, a rock flew up and, is in between the brake pads or the calipers and the rotor or something. He's like, they're kind of bad for that, and it's nothing major. We had just replaced all of the front end, the ball joints and whatnot when I bought it. That was part of the issue with buying that ready-to-go truck. But so then I jump on YouTube and I get my certification in fixing all things Ford F-250 squeaky sounds coming from driver's side tire, right? Because that's what I searched in the YouTube. And lo and behold, what we think it is just the brake hardware that's supposed to secure the pads in place, so like you can hit a pothole, which there were tons of them from Utah to California on the roads was on, and they come loose, they slide out of place. You take the tire off, you take the caliper off, and you should instantly see, okay, yep, push that back up, lock it in place. So that's what we're going to do. And I had been meaning to buy just an easy jack, and then buying an appropriate impact drill that would work for taking off lug nuts. My impact drill isn't powerful enough. So on the way, as I get in past Grand Junction, Colorado, I look up, like, where's some Harbor Freights at? Like, let's just buy a cheaper jack, and let's see if they have any impact drills. So they did. So for that, and I bought some other things too, just things I wanted to have on me. So I bought them. I was like, I'll just keep driving back. Well, as I'm going and, driving throughout the mountains, it just squeak a little louder. I didn't like it. So, and then maybe I felt like as I turned to pass somebody, I kind of felt something, just a little vibration. So I figured, okay, screw it. Before you get too far east into Colorado, you need to get out, fix this issue before it's cold, because I think it's like 70 something, maybe 80 where I'm at right now. It's beautiful out. So better do it now than when it's freezing. So that's where we're at. Tires off, getting the calipers off. So my camera died. My hands are dirty, but I think the squeak is fixed. It looked like there's some 2 grooves in the rotor. So I'm gonna have Chris look at it when I get back. That's a mechanic that I use that's super awesome and really knows what he's doing. So with the scratches in it, I had stopped at a TA last night and was actually just going to pay them to put it up on a jack, take the tire off, take the caliper off, and then fix the little clip. Say, oh, the guy's like, we don't even have any tools to work on light commercial vehicles or light duty vehicle trucks. You can't take a tire off and lift it. Like I was willing to pay like $100 or $200 just from a convenience standpoint. But he had reassured me, you know, it's just an annoying sound, that's all. Yeah, well, it looks like there's a little damage. I don't know if it's much to worry about at all, but that's where I'll have Chris look at it when I get back. So it's done. I should have wore some gloves, but it is what it is. So on the road, headed back home. Feel free to comment if you are even if you're not a RV transporter, feel free to comment any kind of oh shit moments that you've had when you're driving and you think it's this big thing and it was just something small. I'd love to hear some other kind of comical things. So that's all I got for you. If you haven't, you should hit the like button, the notification, subscribe thing, so that you see more videos about weekend trucking. As I am editing the video you're watching right now, I realized I forgot to give you a recap on what my mechanic had found with just the grooves that were in the rotor and if there was anything to be concerned about. So, takes the tire off, looks at it, and as he's looking at it, he's just like, oh, looks like your caliper failed, or that, or the brake line failed, one or the other, because of the grooves that just were on there. There were more than just the two deeper grooves. And so when he was getting my truck ready for its first haul, he put new rotors, new brakes, everything on there. So what we ended up doing was we ended up replacing the caliper and the brake line on the driver's side just to be safe. It was a small minor repair, wasn't that expensive, and now we don't have to worry about if it were a failure on the caliper or the brake line side of things, we don't have to worry about that happening anymore. So all's fixed, all's good, and we are still weekend trucking along.